What a fantastic question. If you would like to know my credentials, you can go where anybody else has their credentials.
We need to talk about this comment, okay? Because the comment is a very good impression of the mindset of white people, even in 2025, okay? So if you don't know this beautiful soul, he makes content about transracial adoptions, why they are terribly unethical, why white people are not equipped, we are not equipped to adopt black children. Every night, just go watch his content, then you will know what I'm talking about. So I'm not here to talk about that. I want to talk about the comment. And the comment was made on this video, and the in yet again in reference to this kind of comment. If you look more into this creator's content, he's against all types of adoption. He thinks it's a form of trafficking children. How are you this close to the truth and still miles away? First of all, even this comment is highly, highly offensive. I'm sorry, my light is playing around, so I'm sorry about that. Telling or coming into spaces like this as a white person that has not been adopted, and even if that white person was adopted, the experiences will never be the same as the experiences of a black person that was trafficked into a system that does not give a fuck about the child's well-being, but prioritizes the financial aspect of that adoption and the financial gain that adoption is going to bring. And before I even go into the other comment, let's be fucking for real for once. And before I say that, just a disclaimer, I'm not adopted. Okay, so my perspective on that is clearly that of a privileged outsider that has no personal experiences in this topic. And of course, if you are someone that was adopted and you had a positive experience, I'm not here to discredit that. I'm not even here to judge that in any way, shape, or form. I'm talking about those people that did not have a positive experience. And when you look around you, there are a lot, okay? That's not because generally foster parents or adoptive parents are bad people. It's because the system does not prioritize the child. And that's undebatable. You cannot debate facts. And the fact that some of y'all do that is literally because you are privileged and because you lack common fucking empathy, okay? Because if you didn't, you would actually listen to people. Yeah, you would listen to the experiences, to the treatment people like him have endured in a system that does not support the child, does not care about the child, that does literally objectify the child and sees it as some type of property that can be purchased, that can be handled around because it was abandoned. The system does not prioritize the child because if it did, adoption would not be necessary the way it is necessary. It would not be common the way it is because the problem would be taken care of at the very root, which in most cases is rooted in capitalism. You do not need to be a genius to understand that. Most people don't just wake up and choose adoption as if that's some type of pony ride they are going on. This is a traumatic decision for most people that are going through it. And of course, there is always a percentage of people that genuinely do not want their children. I'm not saying that. Because anytime I say shit like this, people are like, oh, but what about all the children in foster care? I don't know, Sherlock. Maybe support the families before foster care becomes necessary. How is that so fucking hard to understand? My God. Back to the topic at hand. So, first of all, adoption by fact is legalized human trafficking. That's also not debatable. If you find yourself debating that, it's because you're triggered, which, I mean, sounds like a you problem though, but a system that literally puts children up for sale because nothing else. An adoption, miss me with the whole, it's administrative fees. No administrative process costs 20, 30, 40, $50,000. Euro, whatever. No administrative fee gives you the right to travel to a third world country to purchase someone else's child illegally. There's enough content out there. Kindly go and consume. Enlighten your horizon. Please, you are in the dark. Now, back to this comment. This creator uploaded a video explaining or answering to this comment. And then somebody felt the need to come and ask him for his credentials. Listen, sometimes, and I know that's hard to believe because y'all have been riding the dick of education and classism until dawn, okay? But sometimes it's very hard to believe when you have nothing to offer yourself. People's lived experiences are their credentials. I'm sorry that does not apply to you because you've never crossed the borders of your fucking Southern American village, yeah? But there are people out there that have had traumatic experiences that literally changed the direction of their life, that changed the way they see the life, the way they see themselves, the way they look in the mirror, the way they experience their everyday life. There are people out there that have made experiences so terrific, so terrible, that their experiences, their existence are the credentials. Okay? Now, it's kind of funny that you, as a cracker, an expired one at that, are asking a black person for their credentials on stolen land, mind you, while looking like this. Babe, you look like the university or whatever institution gave you credentials has been put to dust since 200 before Christ. Okay? You look like the only credentials you should be having is a comb and some moisturizer. I don't know what to tell you, but man, you have the audacity to be asking black people for credentials while looking like you escaped the local butcher. Babe, auntie, grandma, I don't know, Mirinda Trump. What the fuck? You have literally neither moisturized nor in any way, shape, or form combed your hair since the beginning of modern time, and you want to be asking people about their credentials? But do you even know what a credential is? Let's start from the beginning. Do you know what a credential is? Because the only credential I'm seeing is that you are literally looking like the aged version of this Nickelodeon person. Child. Whatever. What? Nah, let's be so for real, okay? All jokes aside. When black people speak about their lived experiences, in any way, shape, or form, and your first impulse is to ask about credentials, I want you to go and fuck yourself. Okay? Go and brush your tongue. Wash your ass. I don't know. You use tissue paper to clean your asshole. You really, really should not be asking nobody about credentials unless it's your surgeon. Okay? You have a lot to worry about. Okay? A black person credentials is not one of them. Okay? And for the rest of y'all that always like to discredit this person's content, the funny thing is some of y'all are literally double the age of Carlos while looking 17 times the age of Carlos with not even a third of lived experiences of Carlos. You're like insane, okay? Can you just stop discrediting black people by asking them for their credentials just because you think some fucking university on stolen land has to put a stamp on it for it to be valid? Listen, you voted somebody into office that is convicted of assaulting people. You have no business in asking anybody for credentials. Nobody, okay? Go to therapy, for crying out loud. Or better yet, go back to Europe, okay? We'll deal with you here, okay? Yeah.